How's
Good
everyone?
good evening, everyone. We have a lot of Canadians on without Larry being even here, right?
Yeah, Larry's being lazy.
Larry's being lazy. So Ray, I've been seeing on Twitter, um, what's it called? Like fear the morning or loathe the or I don't know. I hate the
I hate
morning.
the morning.
I hate the morning. That's it. Okay.
Yes.
Morning spelled Mourning,
Oh,
which
that's
I
so
remember.
spooky.
Yeah, I remember you debuted that, right? Or unless you presented it somewhere else, like a year ago on this
Yeah,
show,
I,
didn't you?
I took it to you guys to get your thoughts on it, but yeah, it's all
Yeah,
finished now. So
Wait, was that the one where the vampire
the
kills all the
vampire.
campers?
Yeah,
yeah, the vampire's on his killing spree.
I remember that.
yeah, and I don't know how you ended it up, but my advice I remember was to shift perspective and to focus on the vampire, so that we're spending more time with him as he's killing random campers. Because the initial script was we were following all these random campers for like 12. Well, they weren't really random. We were getting to know them for 12 to 15 pages, and then they all died. Um, and I'm like, okay, cool, but like if they're just gonna die like NPCs, like why not focus on the killer and we'll get to know him instead? So I don't know how you ended that one up, but
Yeah, I changed it quite a bit, but yeah, it's a little bit more vampire focused.
okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
there's some cool pages I added to it too. I did some uh I did 4 pages with oil paint,
Yeah,
so adds a little extra something different.
okay, and you have submitted Fallen. So what is Fallen? It's
That
well,
is,
first it's only 4 pages I can see, so Fallen is short.
yeah,
What else about it? Yeah,
it's the third issue to my series I got going.
not the I Hate the Morning, a different
No,
one.
no, no. This is
Okay,
my mainstay or whatever. My 4 page or 4 issue series I'm working on.
okay, tell us about it.
Well, that's about it's about Xander who gets dragon powers, and it's like a nightmare
So
sort of
he can
story.
fly and breathe fire.
He can breathe fire. I don't think he's
Okay.
figured out how to fly yet.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened in the first 2 issues?
First 2 issues. So we got Xander. He has like a nightmare, and then comes to the realization that he has dragon powers because this evil dragon queen keeps invading his dreams.
Uh-huh.
And
Ooh, I'm sensing a sexy cover coming on.
There we go.
Sort of sexy the second issue variant. But anyway, so then he ends up killing his girlfriend at the end of the comic, thinking he was
Me?
about to stab the queen. And second issue, I guess, let's see, more nightmares and stuff. And then he encounters or Detective Moz, the detective on the case about these murders happening in the city. He
Mhm.
finds out about the dragons because he's researching them for that was passed
Okay.
down to him or whatever. And let's see here, where am I going with this? The queen
What?
sends her henchmen after him,
Yeah.
and he kills the henchman. And
Neat.
then he finds out about all of the history of what he's become, basically from what he's gained from killing the henchman. So that's where we are in issue 3.
Okay. Let's see. Who would you like to narrate?
Whoever.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and go. We have Dream Sequence Xander.
Xander. Yeah.
Is in a cave and encounters the fallen dragon. And I guess I'm also narration.
Yeah, if you're the narrator, I guess you are.
I am the narrator. If you look hard enough into the dark abyss that lies before you, chances are that you might see your own self staring back. Panel 1, full shot of Xander standing before a massive cave entrance.
I've had enough of these dreams, nightmares, or whatever they are. Let's get this over with.
Panel 2, close up on Xander with his head down.
Great. Where did my clothes go?
Oh, he's naked. Panel 3, mid-shot of Xander with puzzled and slightly afraid look on his face.
Okay. Sorry. Awk. That's not freaky.
I mean, it's a little freaky. All right, panel 4, the cave entrance with a dragon tail peeking out.
Xander, you are fallen.
Panel 5, close-up of the exposed dragon.
I am you, and you are me.
Panel 2, or page 2, panel 1, full shot of Xander pointing at the dragon.
How do I know you're not that witch messing with me again?
She is part of the reason we are both here now. She is not to be trusted.
Okay, now why am I naked?
Because this is not a John Lamont script.
Exactly, yeah.
We have a common enemy, and they will do everything to stop you. They are afraid of the power of the fallen.
Panel 2, dragons attack the fallen dragon.
I was ambushed and attacked.
Panel 3, dragons biting and down on the fallen dragon.
Bitten and unable to move.
Panel 4, close-up of the dragon king biting down.
Until my brother, my king, sunk his vile teeth into me.
Well, that's not very respectful. All right. Panel 3, brother and king. Vile teeth. This guy's got issues. All right. Panel 1, full shot of the king dragon standing over the fallen dragon's corpse.
The king thought he was rid of me.
Panel 2, mid shot of the king dragon breathing fire over the fallen dragon. I mean,
my
good
body
reason.
is gone, but my spirit remains.
Panel 3, close up of the king's head.
The Dragon Council will stop at nothing to ensure their power.
Panel 4, close up of the fallen dragon's eye as if coming out of the dream.
They are afraid of the power we are capable of.
Panel 5, close up of Xander.
How does the Dragon Queen fit in all of this?
Panel 6, the fallen dragon is walking away with his back turned.
She has her own aspirations. Like her father, you must end their reign once and for all.
Panel 7, the dragon disappears into the cave, and Xander is left standing at the entrance.
How am I supposed to do that?
You must find a way.
Page 4, panel 1, Xander awakes from the dream. He is driving in the city. Mid-shot of him behind the wheel of the dragster. Panel 2, a full, which is not that funny. All right, panel 2, a full shot of the dragster is driving through the downtown. Of course it is. Panel 3, close on Xander as he finds Draco Tower.
I'm coming for you.
Panel 4, Xander can see his opportunity as the car hauler trailer leading up the building. Boom. Panel 5, a upward view of Draco Tower. Page 5, panel 1, Xander is in the air with the car. That's my favorite sentence, I think. I love it. It's so good. Of course he is. You can see he has busted out
Cars
the
in the air and Xander is in the air. Everything's in the air. It's all up in the air.
They all go up as one.
Yeah. SFX Chip. Hold on, text message. Well, whatever. I'll argue with him tomorrow. Panel 3, Xander is mid-air. Xander in mid-air, the car falling in behind him.
Ah.
Page 6, panel 1, Xander smashes through the window. Oh my God, this sentence
I
is
thought he
so
already
beautiful.
crashed through the window.
It's so beautiful. I'm just
Well,
looking at
first he
this
crashed through the window of the car. Then
The
he crashed
windshield,
through the window of the building, presumably.
sentence.
Although
Yes.
it's very unclear.
Panel 2, mid-shot of Xander on the floor of the office. The lights are out. They
Make it look
okay.
so easy in the movies.
Panel 3, security is rushing down the hallway. The office door is partially open. Panel 4, Mid-shot of the 3 security guards standing at the doorway. The one in the middle is the obvious leader. They all have guns drawn. Panel 5, close up on the head, security guard. Lead security, show yourself. Panel 6, Xander's sword lights up with a snit.
I didn't know he had a sword.
It came out of nowhere and made Wolverine sounds. All right, so there we go. We have Xander and his exciting adventures with cars and flight and dragons. Well, there's a lot of action and dragons.
It is a superhero based comic, so
Yeah, there's a lot of action. There's dragons. I mean, 6 pages, so we don't have a ton of plot necessarily, but a lot of fighting, and who doesn't like fighting, and dragons. So, hooray! There you go. All right, Danny, what do you think?
I mean, I think there's a really interesting dramatical moment with the dragon in the cave, and that was really cool. And then there's like a badass car scene. So I guess this is like a Shadowrun episode. Because there's magic in cars and office buildings. And maybe some action will happen. This is a promising start to a comic.
John.
Yeah. So not knowing much about anything else going on, because I haven't read issues 1 and 2, but I feel like this is a pretty quick jump into whatever's going on with this guy, and it starts in a good place for a mid-issue in the series. Obviously, somebody that had read issue 1 and 2 might know more about what's going on, but for somebody that doesn't, it's certainly enough here to grab someone's attention and make them want to keep reading.
Well,
I also think that considering how I'm sure you're going to be doing most of the artwork yourself, so the panel descriptions are at least, because I remember us having this conversation before, so panel descriptions are at least good enough that we can follow what's going on in the panels, though I'm sure that when they're actually drawn, because you know in your head what it's going to look like, that a lot of the issues that might be with it are going to end up getting fixed when you actually draw it. So
yeah, I wanted to start off issue 3 a little bit more high tempo, because issues 1 and 2, they were kind of a slow start and ended in a big finish kind of thing. So I thought started out with something a little more exciting.
And so you chose flashbacks for this?
Well, at the beginning of each comic is a flashback.
Okay.
So I'm kind of trying to stick to that and then right into the action this time instead of some yammering.
So you're basically doing Arrow.
Is that Arrow? I don't know.
The TV show.
Okay. I guess, yeah, he had some flashbacks all the time, didn't he?
Every issue started with a flashback.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think it did.
I'm sorry, not issue, every episode.
Every episode.
Yeah, because there was 2 different subplots that were going simultaneously. There was the on the island subplot, which was in the flashback, and then the actual subplot in the episode.
Yeah, because he's basically like he's kind of thrown into all this because of his nightmares, and he doesn't understand fully what's happening yet. Now, I think he has a better idea after what happened at the end of issue 2. So, yeah. Anyway, anything negative?
Yeah, I think the grammar needs a little work.
Yeah.
I think the intro is boring.
Okay.
You didn't like the dragon flashback?
No, it was not fast-paced at all. It was 3 pages of dense lore building and a protagonist who just asked why he's naked constantly. And you didn't even give yourself a fucking splash page.
with like the potential for big massive man wang
or big massive dragon
or big massive dragon. Yes,
Or big massive dragon
both.
wang.
Yeah, or both, right?
Like,
Because presumably the dragon's naked too, right?
Yeah,
this
exactly.
guy is just sitting here being lectured at by a fucking dragon who's off screen. How can you be more boring than that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The-
So maybe.
Show the fucking dragon. Have the guy like do things that aren't asking questions like, why are you talking to me? What do I get from this? How does this help me advance my own goals? Hi, I'm just a randomly naked dude in a dream, and a dragon's going to be like, hello, help me fulfill my revenge quest. And you're like,
It was kind of strange, right? Yeah, it was kind of strange.
Well, if I could make
yeah.
make a suggestion,
go
why
ahead,
don't
go
you? Does Xander even need to be in the flashback? I mean, why can't we just get the flashback dream sequence from the dragon's perspective, and instead of having him standing around talking about shit that happened to him, actually show the shit happened to him?
Yeah, then
in
you have
real
dialogue
time.
with his
Like,
opponent.
show
and he
him
really
in
grew up.
battle.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Maybe
You know,
just
like,
start off with the
start-
dragon battle.
Yeah,
And
like,
then
have it be a real
snap out of it.
flashback instead of a
That would be
narrated
freaking
flashback.
exciting.
Okay.
You know, and you can even do some of the voiceover narration in the dragon battle, you know, from the dragon's perspective, like his thoughts.
I'm
or
going to say
whatever.
don't do that and have the dragon talk to his opponents by saying, aha, king, you can't defeat me. Blah, blah.
Okay.
I will come back as a ghost and destroy whatever the fuck. Put it in the dialogue.
You could do
Well,
that too.
Don't
But
narrate.
either way, show the dragon battle up to the point where he gets attacked and dies, and then have Xander all of a sudden wake up
be in the
behind the wheel
cave
of
with
his
the
car.
ghost or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is why I brought this to you guys, because like I was a little on edge
I'm
with
not
it too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I like how it's going, right? So. Yeah.
So yeah,
I
I
was a
don't
little
really have anything to say about like the present day stuff because I don't know what the continuity is. But that dragon bit was like real slow, and
Yeah.
you didn't give yourself an opportunity to open with any splashy art. And you're the illustrator; you should write that for yourself. Give yourself a chance to shine.
Very true. Yeah, I should put more. I should have put the whole dragon battle. I had little panels of it, but yeah, it'd be better with like a big splash page of the battle.
Right,
Hmm.
and then like 2 pages of like the actual story bits you talk about. Then
Yeah.
have Xander hang out with a ghost at the end of it, and this is how I did the thing. Xander will be like, "Okay, you can ride my body like a fucking donkey or whatever," and then you get on
Like you
to
do.
your Shadowrun Mad Max bullshit.
Well, he's supposed to be like a descendant of him, right? He's basically has the same powers. He's the second fallen to ever be found.
How am I supposed to know that? I've only
Yeah, I know. Well, this is the first 2 issues, right? So, but yeah, I see what you're
So,
saying. Yeah.
Interesting character moments are when characters make decisions. Xander is the human here. Let's watch him make a decision. A good decision to make in the context that you set up is him agreeing, for whatever reason, to let the dragon ride him or
Mhm.
whatever. So show him
Right,
agreeing
dirty.
and what he's
Yeah.
getting from it.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you for the feedback, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, Preston, you should have constructive too.
I mean,
yes.
I think you covered it pretty well. My main issue is always with the grammar, but you know, it's like a random dragon appears in your dream when you're naked and tells you to go on a revenge quest. This shit happens all the time. You know.
I mean, if the dragon told me to like get revenge for something I wanted to get revenge for, I'd do it. The dragon is like fulfill my quest. Is like, what? How much are you going to pay me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and present some harpies. So, John, tell us about harpies.
All right, this is the comic conversion of issue 2.
Okay. So we've been looking at this for a while now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember this last year when I was on here.
Oh wow. Okay. So we have a Nazi blimp and Nazi mechs, and this.
Currently, we have sexy witches.
Yeah, I want to say sexy witches. I think. And we have Long Fu, who's this kind of annoying kung fu chick, and she's like the sidekick of like the hot African sorceress, right? Or no? No, wait, she's the sidekick. Who's she the sidekick of?
English.
Of Aaron, right? I have
Yeah.
a hard time thinking about Aaron because she's like, in my mind, she's a mechanic. What is her superpower in this whole scheme?
Being
She is
English.
eventually going to be the Iron Man
Okay,
of this story, but she
All right.
hasn't built her own mech suit yet.
okay, we're working on it. Fair enough. I'm looking
That
forward
that's
to
that's
that.
where our alien robot cat chick is gonna help that out.
Yeah.
But she doesn't get introduced until either the end of issue 2 or the very beginning of issue 3. She's an issue 3 character.
Hold on, let me send this text to Molby. Why don't you come on my stream right now instead of texting me? There we go. All right. Let's see.
Then you can tell us how he's going to use AI to take our jobs
Yeah,
away.
we can hear all about these wonderful ideas.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited.
I suspect I'm too not sober for this.
Exactly. All right. So, all right. Who's narrating?
Fuck it. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Page 1, exterior desert oasis. Panel 1. The silhouettes of a dozen women dance sensually against the backdrop of a raging.
I like it. All right.
Some dance individually, others with bodies entwined against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Musical notes float in the air above them as the witches chant.
This is like a Bond entrance.
Hey, look, Ray, that's what the splash page looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Madata Kambata Ropa Karpupa Matata Kapota Ropa Karpota.
Didn't we agree that John should read all of that shit?
Yeah. What I hear is Duran Duran singing "Dance into the Fire" against a silhouette of
Duran.
Okay, so officially all foreign languages will now be Duran Duran.
There you go.
Preston will take over if you can't think of one.
Fair enough, yeah.
Page 2, panel 1. The oldest of the witches, a woman in her 60s called the matriarch, stands with her arms raised. Her graying hair caress ample bosoms adorned with jewelry and rodent bones.
Yeah.
Ray, you can be the matriarch. It's fine.
Okay. Sona translated, spirit of our ancestors, we welcome your presence.
You don't have to do the parentheses. That's understood.
Yeah.
Panel 2. 3 witches seated with legs crossed, beat on drums resting in their laps.
Eternal magics of old flow through your servants.
Panel 3. A red magical energy radiates from the bonfire, swirling around the dancing witches. Hold on, is the bonfire swirling around the dancing witches?
No, the magical energy.
No, that magical energy.
Okay.
Your daughter's souls lay before you, beckoning you to enter.
Panel 4. The red magical energy swirls around 2 of the witches, Jezidrau and Zola, as they dance close together, bodies pressed against each other.
Grant your daughters your strength and power, that we may annihilate those who have wronged us and those who still seek to wrong us.
Page 3, panel 1. The magical energy lifts Jezidrau off the ground, her body arched backward, hair burning as white fire. Zola kneels on the ground below her as the other witches gather around chanting.
Dearest matriarch, the magics have chosen.
Preston.
Duran Duran dance into the fire. Sacred kiss is all we need. There we go.
Thank you. This is what John gets for making us read that stuff every week.
I don't. You can skip it. I don't care.
Every
Duran
week,
Duran
John.
did. There we go.
Panel 2, exterior pyramids of Giza. Night, a great pyramid sits surrounded by a green haze. Which one? There's only 3 at Giza.
Honestly, I'm gonna blow it up, so I'm just calling it a great or the great. So
The big one.
it's
big
the big
one.
one.
The big one.
It's not gonna matter because it
Uh,
doesn't exist.
Can you scroll up
By the
one
end of
quick
this.
question?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Panel 3, stones burst out of the pyramid as a bright green light shines from within. Panel 4,
Kaboom.
kaboom. The pyramid explodes in a blast of greenish energy. Page 4, panel 1. Surrounded by the fallen stones of the once great pyramid, a helkishly deformed Joseph Moyler stands among a swirling vortex of green energy. His veins pumping green blood glowing visibly under his skin. That's not a full sentence. His eyes glow green as the power swells within him. That was a full sentence. Panel 2. Moyler finds himself facing a large eastern dragon with glowing golden scales. Panel 3. In a flash, the dragon changes to a feminine human form with glowing gold skin and hair of purple flame. Panel 4. The two charge at each other with a massive explosion of green and golden magical energies. Kaboom. Page 5. Panel 1. Interior, Jezidrow and Zola's tent. Jezidrow wakes on her mat, finding herself embraced by a sleeping Zola. Panel 2. Jezidrow gets up, which rouses Zola.
Are you okay, my... Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Are you okay, my love?
Yes, I shall only be a moment, she said chestily. There we go.
Panel 3. Exterior, desert oasis, night. Jezidrow kneels by the water, washing her face as Zola walks up behind her. Panel 4. Jezidrow and Zola sit on the ground, dipping their toes in the pool of water.
The gods have chosen you for a special mission. I am sure of it.
I only wish our dearest matriarch felt the same way. Sometimes I feel like Palace is taking over. All right.
Taking
I
the
wish
form of a
Palace was
dragon
taking
is
over.
Yeah.
taking the form of a dragon is an odd reference, but I'm sure its meaning will come to light in due time.
Page 6. Exterior, pyramids of Giza at day. Wearing a bathing suit, Longfu leans back on beach lounger, sipping a Mai Tai under a beach umbrella. I see you haven't fixed all the grammar yet, John.
When you're playing archaeologist, can we go visit the Sphinx? That's got to be the longest running game of Got Your Nose in history.
Panel 2. Erin, with her one leg up on the back bumper of the Willys Jeep, straps her twin M1911 semi-automatic pistols to her thighs.
Longfu. We're not on vacation.
We are in beautiful North Africa, a land untouched by man. I feel like North Africa has been touched by man.
We're getting there.
Okay.
Erin stands beside Longfu, pointing dramatically at the massive pyramid behind them. Longfu thinks too long and hard at the question.
And how do you think that got here?
Panel 4. Again seated in the lounger, Longfu looks up from behind her sunglasses.
I'm just here for security, and from this vantage point, I can see in all directions for miles. Ain't nobody sneaking up on us. Just dodging the question.
Page 7, panel 1. Suddenly, a fist breaks through the ground at the foot of Longfu's chair, causing her to leap into the air, startled.
I didn't mean it. I take it back. I take it back.
Panel 2. Erin leaps into the back of the Jeep as zombies break through the ground surrounding the vehicle.
Snap.
Not this again.
Panel 3. Longfu punches one of the zombies in the head, sending his skull splattering across and out of the panel. Splat.
Eric, toss me my katana.
Panel 4. Erin dual wields her M911s, firing precise headshots as the zombies attempt to climb up the back of the Jeep. Blam blam.
Little busy right now.
Page 8. Panel 1. Longfu kicks another zombie in the head, splattering brain matter across the page.
Hell yeah. That's what Longfu
Splat.
does.
At the same time, another zombies bursts from underground, grabbing her leg. Boom.
They're popping up like daisies.
That's not how you spell daisies.
Like Daleks.
You gotta get some glasses, Preston. I swear. I can
That's
see
not how you
squinting.
spell daisies?
That's definitely. I thought it was. I mean, SIES. Let's start with that.
Okay.
Daces. You wrote daces.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's hold up. Let's see. Maybe this is a Canadian thing. Let's see.
I don't know. I thought that's how you
Let's
spell it.
see. Plural of daisy. DAISIES.
Booyah.
Yeah, so it is I before S, but then another I. So there we go.
Ah, okay.
All right.
Panel 2. One of the zombies grabs Aaron, and they both fall off the Jeep towards the ground.
Towards the ground.
Longfu, help!
Panel 3. Several zombies pick Longfu up off the ground by grabbing each leg and holding each arm.
Be there in a second.
Panel 4. Aaron lays on her back as the zombie pile on top of her, clawing and scratching at her skin and clothes. Page 9.
She got
Panel 1.
piled dry by zombies. All right.
Jezidra walks across the Pyramid Plaza. Her skin dark and hair burning as white flame, a red magical aura surrounding her. Panel 2. The 4 zombie holding Longfu by each limb present her to Jezidra.
Put me down so I can kick your ass.
Yeah, to get those lyrics ready, Preston.
There we go. Dance. Into the fire.
Panel 3. The zombie pinning Aaron to the ground looks up at Jezidra, waiting for the instruction.
View to a kill. There we go. And we have a grr.
Panel 4. The zombie leads Aaron with one hand on her arm and the other behind her neck, next to where the 4 hold Longfu in the air.
I had hoped to never see you again.
And I had hoped you would have stayed on your side of the globe.
I see the dead listen to you now.
My dearest matriarch has taught me a great many things.
I think it's you put no instead of now.
Yes, I realize that.
Yeah, that was excellent pronunciation, right? It was subtle, but still clear that it was the wrong word.
Did we already do that one?
Yes, my dearest
Okay,
matriarch has taught me a great many things.
Very good. Page 10.
Yes, page 10. Panel 1. Jesidra's appearance returns to normal as she faces Aaron, held by the neck and arm, and Longfu suspended in the air.
The person you once knew is long gone. I am now Jezidro, daughter of the Coven of Endor. You people should learn your place is off this continent.
Hell yeah.
In case you didn't notice, there's a war on, and the Kingdom of Egypt is an ally.
They're a puppet state, and you know it.
Uh-oh.
Panel 2. Aaron faces down Jezidro.
I'm a soldier, not a politician. My job is protect lives.
By invading a country,
Kill a Nazi, save a life.
There we go. Whoa. we have social justice all over both of these sides.
I don't think this is a social justice issue.
I did not know this side
one
of
is
you, John.
arguing that you're a white colonizer, and the other is arguing, but I'm here to punch Nazis. I feel.
I mean, I'm just behind killing Nazis. Kill all Nazis all the time. Panel 3, Jezidral steps forward, getting in Aaron's face.
You're here for the Hecate stone.
Our enemies have amassed an arsenal powered by the stone. If our to stand a chance against them.
Damn right, if our to stand a chance.
Right.
Panel 4, wide panel as Jezidral steps back from Aaron. Did Molby write that sentence?
I think maybe, yeah, as just draw. Every time I use as these days, I think of Molby.
Just don't. It's a separate clause. Just use a full stop. Oh, sorry. Boom, boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Okay. I will return you to your people unmolested. But know this, the Coven of Endor suffers no colonizers. This land is off limits.
Panel 5, 2 motors drop the sky. Okay.
Oh, that should be mortars.
Good riddance, sky. Hitting the pyramid, sending a vast wave of dirt and debris, nearly swallowing up Aaron, Jezidral, and Longfu. Kaboom.
There we go. All right. Well, we had boobs, so hooray. We had a whole sapphic practical dance party with clothes optional, so hooray. There was I think there was some action.
Script. Clothes aren't going to be optional.
Yeah, I think there was some, I don't know if there was some combat as much as there was simply talking about combat, but there were zombies, people got held down. So there was an NPC fight, awesome, and there was a discussion featuring yes, this is a dramatic reading, and there was a discussion of the evil white colonizers versus, but we're here to punch Nazis. So that was this is interesting. I liked it. All right, Ray, what do you think?
I liked the flow was all right. The scenes led into each other pretty good, and the magical essence that kept on happening was cool too, and yeah, it was entertaining.
All right, go ahead, Danny.
A bunch of stuff happened. I'm sure I've already given notes on a lot of this. It mostly seems like it was divided up into panels. So that I did like that. It seemed like the zombies appearing was more threatening to the protagonists, so that was an improvement.
I tried.
All right, go ahead. Constructive. Well, here we are. What do we got?
I think that the one part where it was I think who was it? Was it Aaron? No. Or was it Longfu? I can't remember. One of the two. They kept saying, "Help me, help me." Maybe more of a shriek or something instead of "help me" twice. There was that part, and then I would have liked to have seen a little bit more zombie action.
Look, I thought it was fine. It delivered action. It delivered boobs. It is, you had payload. So, I mean, Aaron and Jezidral and Longfu are involved in dialogue and fighting that's, I feel like it lacks a bit of stakes. I'm not really overly concerned that the zombies are going to win, or what might happen if the zombies win. or whether Aaron really needs to convince Jezidro one way or another. But there are more pages to come. So,
I agree with Preston about the scene with the zombies. Although it's an improvement, it could be improved in various other ways, some of which are characteristic of John Lamont scripts. Like, oh, the zombie scratches someone and rips off part of their clothes.
yeah.
Now they're actually under threat because we see them being damaged. These are supposed to be characters, not action figures. You can show them being injured. My only other note is I noticed a tendency of yours, John, of writing pages where no one says anything up until the last panel where everyone says everything. And I noticed that a couple more times here, like the page where Jezidro shows up. She can show up and say something like, oh, Aaron, I never expected to see you here. And then you can start the conversation there while zombies are moving people around and threatening them instead of just waiting for a bunch of silent action that frankly isn't that exciting. That's when you should be doing your dialogue. You have a whole page to do it. So that's a thing I would like to see more of.
All right. Palace. I think Palace is done now. I think if there's any more changes, I'm just gonna have Danny do it because it's like I've been presenting Palace 5 for a while now, and I feel like I want to move on to something else.
Well, stick the landing. This
There
is the
you
hard
go.
part first
Yeah.
I have to write the end of Cygnus Imperium, and oh my god, sticking the landing is the hard part of the series.
It is, yeah.
So you're going to turn it into a graphic novel when you're finished it all?
A trade paperback, but yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And then John can sell it for me in the state of Florida.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good seller.
Eventually, Florida's going to be saturated with Guinevere and White Lily. I'm going to need some new stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have trades up in Canada. So
let's see. Okay, so here we'll throw in some extra pages, may go beyond 10, but some of these are splash pages. So share screen. Window, no, not window, Chrome tab. There we go. Alice combined. There it is. Okay. 14 panels. Who wants to be our
I'll narrate.
Okay.
I'll give Danny a
break. Guys.
There we go.
Page 14, panel 4. Page 1. Seated together in the royal box, Samantha and Arica celebrate Thora's demise.
As you requested, my queen, I carved ruins into Thora's flesh to give light immediately to the flames, so as ...
Panel 2. Edmund stands, pointing down into the crowd, raising an alarm.
Guards, seize the sorceress.
Panel 3. Helena, the human sorceress of the Silver Hydras, levitates above the shocked Gretchen.
Fear not, young one, for your liege's suffering ends now.
Panel 2. Flying above a distressed Gretchen, Helena sends forth a bolt of lightning from her outstretched hand that cooks Thora to a cinder.
Bolt of lightning.
Pow. Page 15, panel 1. Madrimorph, the Drow cleric of the Silver Hydras, which is now lowercase, removes his hood as he
cares?
steps
This
forward.
is notes. Notes to the drawer. Anyway, there you go. There you go.
Hey, but it's now correct grammatically.
God, of all people to have standards.
Yeah, I know, right?
Apply it to your own work first.
Yeah.
Madrimorph, the Drow cleric of the Silver Hydras, removes his hood as he steps before the crowd and readies his magic. Gretchen falls to her knees in grief.
No.
This was not the plan, Helena.
I have no stomach for torture.
Panel 2. With her head back to the crowd, Tabitha brandishes her sword at Madrimorph, missing the threat of the dwarf, Donan readying his axe.
You have been branded criminals by the queen. Prepare to...
Panel 3. Dunan lops Tabitha's head cleanly off her body. She doesn't see it coming.
Eek!
Kill them all.
Panel 4. Magimorph magically blesses Dunan as a horrified Gretchen stands over the corpse of Tabitha.
Blessing upon your sword swing, Dunan.
Why are you doing this?
For the experience.
Page 16, panel 1. Panicked, the queen calls for backup.
We are under attack. Governess. Ho?
Yes.
High Priestess, show the power of Viviax.
Panel 2, foreground. Samantha works the magic of her enchantment from the safety of the royal box above the fray. Background, burning undead Thora stands tied to a stake in the middle of the conflagration.
Sergei Pugna. Yeah,
That's
there we
me,
go.
sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Panel 3, burning undead Thora's sigils glow with evil energy as she raises her head in malice.
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
Panel 3, Preston.
Yeah.
Thora is tied up, but she's
Yeah.
also on fire and probably not very happy about it. Why is she just standing there instead of, I don't know, writhing and screaming?
Well, I mean, she's now transformed to like undead Frankensteinian monster, you know?
Just saying that's like, I feel we're not getting a lot of Thoras being tortured in the imagery.
Okay.
So that's an option that I thought I would mention. Moving on.
All right. Fair enough.
Panel 4, foreground. Dunan and Nimby cross swords with Sarah and Akasha. All of them seem intent on the fight. Gretchen looks towards the site of Thora's execution to see. Background, burning undead Thora breaks free from the bonds that held her to the stake in the middle of the conflagration.
What magic is this? Thora has arisen. Or is it arisen? I don't know.
Arisen. It's
Arisen?
It's arisen in American.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Sorry. This cursor has to catch up to where we were. There we go. 17.
Page 17, panel 1, foreground. Nimby looks over his shoulder in fear. Background, flaming undead Thora descends the burning pile of wood, arms outstretched.
Grr.
Panel 2, Nimby dives out of the way of a jet of flame sent by flaming undead Thora.
Ah.
Hell welcomes you, little misogynist.
Panel 3, Nimby hides behind Magimorph, who takes the brunt of Thora's gout of hellfire.
Gah!
Panel 4, Gretchen runs to flaming undead Thora as the 4 members of the Silver Hydras warily keep their distance.
But how?
I, Priestess Samantha, invoked her magic to animate my body in service to her. In her jaded wisdom, Ereshkigal, Mother of Loss, chose to restore my soul as well.
Page 18, panel 1, Magimorph, the Drow cleric, takes charge of his party.
A force of ancient evil awoke in the ruins of Abrasia. Crusading Alfred, the righteous lord of heaven, revealed to me visions of a governess named Thora, forcing her companions to convert.
Panel 2, Arika and Samantha stand shoulder to shoulder, competing for dominance.
We reject the label evil in inherently misogynistic.
But
It's
necessary in this case. Destroy the undead abomination and her red-headed heretical squire.
Panel 3, Samantha gives Arika a sideways glance.
My queen, you promised to spare Gretchen's life if she lit the pyre.
Your point?
If that's new, I like that.
yeah, I just added that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I like the
I
look
like
of
her
it for
going.
the
I like
recipe.
her going back on her word. That's I think is a strong point for her character. Panel 4, Thora's POV. The Silver Hydras smile at Arika's edict and begin to fan out. Magimorph and Nimby walk towards the viewer, while Helena levitates and Duna moves towards the right of the frame. Each of them look for an opening to attack.
All right, Hydra, you heard the lady.
Panel 5, large panel. Nimby races toward flaming undead Thora, his dagger outstretched in his right hand for a slicing attack.
Careful, Nimby. You shouldn't race headlong into danger just because you're first to act.
I need to get in position for a flanking attack. Otherwise, this dagger hits for Jack. Death to Diabolus.
Page 19, panel 1. Flaming Undead Thor uses the halfling's extended arm to throw him to the ground.
Who's
Sharp
Thor?
knives give
Yeah.
boys dangerous ideas.
There we go.
Panel 2. Flaming Undead Thor holds the halfling prone face first by his extended arm, hand still impotently holding the dagger in his hand that she controls. She places her foot in the middle of his back.
I will break your halfling into pieces if you do not stand down.
Ow, listen to her.
Panel 3. Helena levitates in dismay and indecision.
That undead. Oh, that undead's got great reaction timing. I shall hold my initiative. I do not want to risk Nimby's life by attacking.
Panel 4. Samantha contemplates.
I can't resist admiring her strength.
Panel 5. Sorry,
Yes.
just because
Yes.
if I don't mention it now, who is her in that question?
Thora. You want me to put Thora? I'll put
Yeah,
Thora.
because we just saw
Here we
Helen
go.
doing stuff, and I was.
Thora's- There we go. Thora's strength.
I mean, it could be Helena.
It could
It,
be.
it could be because
All right,
Helena
well,
is expressing internal
now it reads
strength.
Thora's. There we go.
That's why I was asking,
Yeah.
because it could be Helena's internal strength or Thor's physical strength.
Yeah.
Panel 5. Madrimorph steps forward, confidently brandishing his holy symbol.
Let the holy energy of the righteous Lord of Heaven turn and destroy this undead blight.
And if she resists,
I can't ask for better than favorable odds.
Page 20, panel 1. Dunin charges flaming undead Thor, his battle axe raised high.
If all else fails, I might one-shot kill her anyway.
Panel 2. Flaming undead Thor steps clear of Dunin's swing, which misses her and cleaves Nimby's right arm cleanly in two.
ah,
No!
ow! Why would you do that?
Fumbles happen.
Panel 3. Arika turns to Samantha, who secretly plots against her.
These overhyped dunderheads aren't up to the task. Samantha, surely there's some way you can use your magic to end this.
I shall enchant the champion of your choosing to aid them in battle.
Edmund shall be my champion.
Panel 4. Samantha lays her hands upon Edmund as Arika watches with approval.
The mantle of femininity rests upon you, Sir Edmund. May Viviax guide your actions and decide the outcomes in her infinite intuition to bring about justice to women everywhere.
Wow, that's I like that. Page 21, panel 1, large panel. Seizing the moment, Helena casts a powerful magic spell, expanding out from her finger. A conical ray of freezing energy envelops Thor, who throws out her arms to shield Gretchen, cowering behind.
Let's see how you resist damage from my cone of cold.
Get down, Gretchen.
Panel 2, her flames doused by the cold, undead Thora resists Helena's frozen energy and makes a grab for Madrimorph.
I don't know how she resisted my channel. She must have way more hit dice than I figured.
What would you have expected from the avatar of one of the oldest goddesses of the Pantheon?
Goddesses probably shouldn't be capitalized.
Sure.
Panel 3, undead Thora slams Madrimorph with her massive fist. Slam.
Invoking your patriarchal deity won't save you now, cleric.
Ghoul, touch. No,
Sorry about that, Ray.
it's okay.
Page 22, panel 1, Helena levitates above Madrimorph, who has fallen to his knees, paralyzed and helpless. Undead Thor stands behind him, ready to strike the killing blow. Nimby rolls on the ground, clutching his severed arm. The other half of the arm lies nearby. Dunin approaches Thor, ready for battle.
Don't kill him. We can parlay.
Then hold your attacks.
Panel 2, Helena levitates above Dunin, who helps a critically injured Nimby.
Release our friend, and we will go.
Panel 3, undead Thor's face betrays a deep sense of satisfaction as she strangles the life from Madrimorph. Helena, levitating, joins Nimby and Dunin in expressing horror at the pain of their friend. Standing behind undead Thora, Gretchen cringes.
Ugh.
We're leaving in peace. Stop strangling our teammate.
Originally, I had taken your halfling captive, but you choose to keep attacking. You doubted my power. Pay the price. Semicolons do not happen in comics lettering. That's going to be a double dash,
Okay.
or you're going to actually have to edit that.
We no semicolons.
Why are there no semicolons?
Why are there no semicolons?
Standard comics grammar is to avoid
Convention?
semicolons whenever
Okay.
possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Double dashes
Well.
usually replace them.
Okay. Panel 4, Undead Thor throws the corpse of Madrimorph at the feet of Helena.
They say adventurers can beat death. Not today.
Page 23, Panel 1, dwarfed by the much larger Undead Thora, Nimby shakes in shock and rage as he clutches his missing arm.
You bitch! You killed our healer. Who's gonna fix this now?
Tragedy breeds wisdom. That line doesn't need to be there.
Okay. All right.
I mean, this moment is all of the Silver Hydras being super pissed off the NPC killed them, right?
There. All right.
So we can just go through that, and then
Okay.
Thor is dead. Having her talk every panel is a bit weird.
Okay.
Let Nimby have his moment.
All right.
Dunin, Panel 2, Dunin brandishes his axe with rage.
No one kills a silver hydra and gets away with it.
Panel 3, Undead Thora taunts Dunin while Helena tries to take charge.
Does this
This-
mean you won't leave in peace after all?
Stand down, Dune, and I'm sure Father Donnelly will raise him as soon as we head back east.
Yeah, Thor's line's not necessary there either.
Sure.
Oh, she's taunting.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
She's taunting.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to disagree with Danny on that.
All right.
Anyway, page 24, Panel 1, Edmund on horseback rides into the scene, piercing Undead Thor through the small of the back with his lance.
Ugh, Preston, you have a whole page. Give Edmund a misogynistic line here.
All right.
And it
Take
should have to
bitch.
do it, and it should have to do with penetrating something or another.
Yeah,
in
take it, bitch.
particular.
There we go.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Edmund and Thora have some beef, so
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, penetrating should definitely be in the dialogue somewhere. Page
Okay.
Finally,
25.
I get to penetrate Thora, blah,
Yeah.
or whatever. I'll show you who's on top now,
There
bitch.
we
or
go.
whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Page 25, Panel 1, foreground, Undead Thor wriggles on the ground, Edmund's lance pinning her. Edmund dismounts his horse. Background, the Silver Hydras watch in shock. Helena levitates above the ground. Nimby holds his bloody stump. Dunin clutches his axe. Madrimorph's corpse lies on the ground, his lifeless head seeming to follow the action, mouth agape.
Fuck.
Who's
Does Thora
that?
need a line there?
No, she's been.
And she's undead. She can talk no matter what's in her lungs.
The silver hydras, what a joke.
Panel 2, Edmund stands over Undead Thor, drawing his sword. Behind him, Gretchen looks on in horror.
Does Thora need a line here?
I mean, I think she's just dying. Can't you die? Like,
no,
a
Thora could
second?
be like, fuck you, Edmund. This is
Oh.
bullshit. Give her a real line here, or give her nothing, and like focus on the moment.
Okay, fine. All right.
It's more fitting this way. Who else but me should end your existence?
Is that a sentence or a question?
Sure. There you
Panel
go.
3, Gretchen tackles Edmund
I
from
mean,
behind.
it's a sentence and a question. That's what I'd say.
Yes. Gretchen tackles Edmund from behind, barreling into his knees, causing him to buckle.
Raw?
Rah.
What?
There we go.
Panel 4, still clutching his sword, Edmund rolls onto his back as Gretchen moves to mount him.
Ha! You were always a feisty one.
Panel 5, Edmund pushes Gretchen back with his left arm, clutching his sword in the right as he sits up.
How I would love to break you.
Page 26, Panel 1, from his seated position on the ground, Edmund holds Gretchen by the hair with his left hand and holds a sword to her throat with his right.
Seems a waste to kill you before you've experienced what it's like to be with a real man, don't you think? If you beg for it,
Sure.
I may buy you a few minutes of life.
Panel 2, Edmund's physical form shrivels, his eyes growing milky as a powerful curse takes hold of him.
What? I've been cursed.
Panel 3, confrontation in the royal box as Arika engages as enraged Arika versus a Samantha quite pleased with her own brilliance.
What did you do?
As you
Question mark,
heard,
exclamation point, because she's shouting.
As you heard, my queen, I invoked Viviax, the spiritual ruler of the queendom, to sit in judgment of Sir Edmund's actions. Apparently, she does not approve of our men raping of captive virgins.
See, that's good. That's a proper comeuppance. You need to make him even more of an asshole before this.
Okay.
Page 27, panel 1, Samantha grabs Arika by the ear, pulling her close as she addresses the assembled women of Alluvia from the royal box.
Ouch. Is that line really necessary?
The
You
contract.
have 3 big lines here.
All right. The contract you signed with our infernal mistress empowers me to depose you should you veer away from her teachings and bring ruin to her queendom, or to the queendom. Ladies of Alluvia, Viviax, our demonic lady of the hearth, struck down Sir Edmund, the queen's chosen champion. As per the terms of the pact with evil, a council of ladies must meet to decide if the queen needs re-education or worse, deposition. I need to move that. It should go there. No, sorry. Okay. Anyway, whatever. I'll fix that in a minute. No, it should be there. Yeah, there we go.
Panel 2, enlarged and ready for battle, Governess Akasha looks at the shriveled up form of Edmund, who lays on the ground in the fetal position, his body racked with pain. Gretchen watches all this with wide-eyed wonder.
Governess Akasha, throw Sir Edmund in the pillory for public emasculation. We have a yes, high priestess.
Yes, high priestess.
Right.
Panel 3, foreground, Gretchen looks upward with hope. Background, Akasha carries Edmund's feeble body away.
And what of Thora as her squire and confidant? I can tell you that her act of rebellion related to the queen's treachery when Arika ignored her bargain with the summoner. Is there some way we can restore her to life?
Page 28, panel 1, Samantha and Gretchen stand over the fallen, unmoving form of Thora, unmoving form or Thora, still pinned to the ground by Edmund's lance.
I must confess, she inspired me to take action in the face of misogyny. Still, the magic required to restore life requires more diamond dust that we have in the vaults.
Panel 2, Gretchen steps forward, a woman filled with righteous purpose, to Samantha, who smiles at her righteous sincerity.
Echo.
A lot of righteousness.
Yeah, no, I got rid of it. It's good. It's gone. There we go.
Then, with your blessings, High Priestess, I shall undertake the gathering of the dust, too, as my first quest.
I believe such an act. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
I believe such an act might inspire unity in a time of division. I grant you rank of Equivalent? I don't know how you say it.
Alluvian.
Alluvian knight and governess, and accept your quest.
Panel 3, Helena and Doonan look to Nimby's wounds. Resting behind them, Madrimor's corpse lifelessly stares.
Worst raid ever.
That's the best line.
It works. It works.
That challenge might have been above our rating.
Does NIMBY really need a line there if worst raid ever is actually very funny?
I don't think NIMBY. I kind of agree.
Okay.
I mean, well, panel 4. Gretchen approaches the Silver Hydras, where the legs of Madrimore stick out of the bag of holding, held by Helena as Doonan shoves the rest of the corpse into it. His wounds bandaged, NIMBY watches Gretchen warily.
Who approaches us?
Gretchen, knight and governess of the Queendom of Alluvia. I wish to join you.
Do you have any skills useful to an adventuring group?
Page 29, panel 1, large panel. Gretchen passionately argues her merits.
Trained from birth to be an Alluvian governess, I can sneak, wield a sword, and have a bonus to diplomatic skills in situations involving men. My spiritual pact to the Reshkagal allows me to channel her power. My backstory requires that I seek to avenge women when and wherever they are wrong.
Panel 2. Gretchen joins the Silver Hydras, who rejoice at being a 4-person party once more.
I say we trust this mysterious demon-worshipping stranger with our lives from this point forward and give her a fair share of the treasure. Of course.
Does she mind random violence against strangers for experience and money?
I seek diamond dust to restore my friend and mentor, Thora, to life, and expect a fair amount of plundering to do so.
Welcome aboard.
Panel 3. Helena hands a leather bag tied with a string at the top to a delighted Gretchen. Doonan smiles. Nimby expresses an objection.
In fact, we carry a supply of diamond dust on hand. If your high priestess would be willing to raise Madridor from the dead free of charge, then we'll advance you what you need for your resurrection. Should be resurrection. Yeah. ION. Okay.
How about, then we'll advance you what you need, full stop.
Okay, sure.
If my heart had a lid, I would open it and show you my joy.
But Madridor...
Then we'll advance you the what?
Then we'll advance you...
What you need.
What, yeah, sorry. Yeah, there we go. You need, there we go. Then we got a NIMBY line. But Madridor follows crusading Alfred, god of righteous law. I think he might object to being raised in a demonic temple.
You'll get over it. Free is free.
Page 30, panel 1. Seated atop the altar in the ancient temple, Ereshkigal Thora clasps the hilt of her downward pointing sword with both hands. And so, having provided an exciting chapter of amusement for her goddess, Ereshkigal Thora sits in her temple in the lost city of Abraca. There she waits and observes the world, seeking another great challenge worthy of her goddess's attention.
All right.
I'm glad you kept the Conan ending. That's like that is awesome. I think that's gonna, as I said, knowing your art team, that's gonna make good prints too. I think people are gonna like that.
Thanks. All right, what do we think?
I mean, I think every version that you keep bringing is better. All of this, do we really need that here? Like, you know, at the level of, well, the story's fine. Can we tell it any better? So that's always good, right? Like, if you're at that point, like, you have a really solid base, and obviously you do. I really liked the new stuff, especially with the Arika's treachery and like the blessing of femininity on Edmund. That's some poetic justice there. That was really smart. Good job.
Yeah, I like that too.
And pretty much everything sort of came across obviously full circle from the beginning, so that was really good. And like, I mean, this is continually good with every revision and merely getting better.
Right.
See, just revise it 10 more times.
There you
and
go.
It'll be 10 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it all. It all, like Danny said, it all came together nicely. No loose ends. It was good. Excellent. Lots of action. Some good one-liners. Very well done.
Wait, John.
Yeah, I liked, as Danny said, I liked the blessing on Edmund. I thought that you could see what was you knew what was going to happen even just by the words she was saying. Like, you knew that was going to end badly for him. And it also it was the ending that his character needed. So you wrapped that well. I liked Samantha and Arika going at each other in the end, in their own way. They didn't need to like start swinging fists and whatnot. So that I felt like worked. Overall it was kind of it just seemed like it worked.
Yeah,
awesome.
I really don't think you need 10 more revisions, but you know.
No, I think I'm ready to call it done, unless somebody says no, you need to fix something. But go
No,
ahead.
it looked good to me.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, I'm going to say that you've got a whole bunch of wordiness, especially in the dialogue.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up helping with that, but that certainly was noticeable. I feel like we lost the very, very end of Gretchen's story visually, which is her joining the gang on a lonely road out of town or whatever, and them actually leaving as a group. I feel like that is actually important for her arc. If you can make room for it visually, that would be good.
Yeah, maybe like riding off into the sunset kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Or at
I
least,
kind
like,
of agree.
leaving town during that last conversation.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I was debating whether I needed another page of just
I feel like
know,
you
like
might not need another
Ewok
page,
singing
but,
and
like,
shit, you know.
maybe some different art direction.
And a sing of,
Well-
you know, Fanta,
So-
Well, maybe you could have Nibley banging a drum or something,
you
right?
could, yeah.
Edmund, like, you know, having some more lines for Thora when he runs in, because you've got to make him even more villainous, so his comeuppance is even sweeter.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, if you want Thora to say stuff while she's on the ground, she can say whatever the hell. Like, she's undead. So she could be like, "Oh, Edmund, you asshole! You've always been like." She could just go on like she's an Evil Dead character, if you want to, or, you know, nothing and let everyone else have their moments. So that's a small number of decisions to make, but I still feel like decisions to make regardless.
Okay.
To Danny's point about Gretchen walking away with the group, the way this particular ends on the joke about the guy being resurrected. So
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So it
Maybe
kind
walk
of
to the
ends.
temple
But then
as
they're
a
not
group.
leaving town in a sunset. So
Right. Yeah.
I
Walking
mean,
as a group is the key.
so I guess the question is, is him being resurrected part of your canon? Because you were mentioning them being a 4-member group.
Yeah.
Because Gretchen's supposed to be the new PC.
Yeah.
So if they're resurrecting him, then they're no longer 4.
Yeah,
They're
I
now
know.
5.
I was thinking about that.
So
yeah, well, I mean, they can resurrect Thora, and they've got the diamond dust for that.
Yeah.
So, okay, John's right. I agree. Have them all walking into the temple as a group doesn't matter. As long as they're walking together as a group, I think that still lands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like you can use that as an excuse to move the location to be like, okay, look, we're in denouement. They're going to go resurrect Thora, and we can get on with it. And then,
but are they resurrecting the 4th party member or the 5th party member? Because that's where the joke is. The joke is in because he's a good.
But I
cleric.
did kill that line. Like, Samantha doesn't have that line anymore. She doesn't say it always seems to happen when they lose a member. I killed the line.
Well, no. What I mean is the joke where the cleric
the cleric is
a
being
good
resurrected
cleric
in the temple.
being
That was fun.
resurrected by an evil demon worshiper.
Right.
That's where your joke is. You lose that joke if you don't go to a 4-party member. If you don't go to 5 members. That's
Okay,
where
so then add a line for Helena as the party leader, being like, "Yeah, we could use another member, and, you know, it's always great to have someone else at the table."
Sure.
Some sort of at the table reference to get like a
Right.
little bit meta, like
Yeah.
not too meta might be the way to do that. Fix it in the dialogue of like someone else is literally joining the game.
Okay.
Right? Like in the metafiction, someone is joining the tabletop RPG game.
Sure.
They got a new player. It's going to be Gretchen. There's a whole story behind it.
It'd be like welcome to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's however you want to play it. If that's that, I'm just noticing that there's that inconsistency in the are they 4 members or are they going to be 5?
That was a good
Right.
catch, John.
But I like the joke. I thought the joke of the good cleric being resurrected by a bunch of demon worshippers was on point. That's kind of funny. And they're like, oh yeah, he'll get over it, because in most situations, if that was a real party and they had the opportunity to resurrect a member for free, they're going to go for it no matter what.
Right.
That's an obvious choice for a group of players. They're not going to not take a free resurrection given the
I
option.
agree. This joke is kind of worth keeping, and it's mostly a dialogue change to make it land. So
Okay. All right, I'll add one more page and smooth out the dialogue and call it done.
Awesome.
There we go. Next. All right, I'm about to start going back into my old telemarketing days, but this time I'm calling comic book stores nationwide, being like, check out my books. We're coming. Oh, that'll be fun. All right. Anything else?
This is very good. Thank you for sharing it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. All right. Well, if we have scripts next week, then we'll read scripts next week. And if not, well, then.
I have pages 11 through 20 done. I'm still working on finishing issue 2, so I will definitely have pages ready.
All right.
I will try to make sure that the words are the correct words.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to meeting everybody next week.
All right. See you guys later.
Take care, Ray.
Hey, bye.
Bye.